I'm going to tell you about how I, for myself, find really cheap flights whenever I go traveling. Well, the first and most important thing obviously is the search engine, the website wherever you look for your flight. There are various ones, there's Kayak, Skyscanner and so forth. I personally use Google Flights. Why? Because you can see the actual price difference whenever you switch to the dates. So that's a really good, well, I would say good tool you can use. Another thing is Google Flights has always, I guess it varies maybe sometimes from experience to experience, but for me personally, Google Flights has been the cheapest one. So what have you do as well? So for example, you go to Google Flights and you found a flight that you like and in the price category that you like as well. It will pop up with what airline and with what company you're gonna buy the flight ticket. So what you gotta do is, before buying that flight over Google Flights, you go to the airline website directly and check maybe for a better deal. Because sometimes they have special offers exactly for that price range and date. So next one I want to talk about is cookies and browser history. This is one of the most important things. Why? Cookies help websites, for example like search engines, to store data about you, what flight you're looking at, price and date. So, and based on that, they're gonna charge you more because they know, because of your cookies that you gave them, that you wanna really go, for example, let's say to Madrid. And let's say that would be on the 28th of December. So whenever you would be looking for that flight, they would charge you more based on the info they have about you. So in order to remove the data from you, have to go to the settings in Google Chrome or in Safari or in Internet Explorer, whatever you use, and delete your browser history and cookies. Next, your departure and arrival airport. This is something which is obviously more easier in Europe than in the States or for me in Mexico, but it's useful. So what you have to do is, for example, you would fly out from Frankfurt to Miami. Don't just check prices for Frankfurt as your departure airport. Check also for Stuttgart, maybe Amsterdam, like in a radius about a few hundred kilometers, which you can reach without any problems. For example, whenever I flew to Miami from Germany, instead of flying from Stuttgart or Frankfurt, the nearest airports from me, I went with the train to Cologne and from Cologne to Miami. Why? Because it was way cheaper. I think it saved me about 200 euros. So that's a really important thing. The same with the departure airport. For example, it could be that you really want to go to Orlando, but Miami airport is cheaper. Exactly the other way around. You want to go to Orlando, want to go to Miami, and Orlando would be cheaper, so you would fly to Orlando, and from Orlando you would take a bus or another plane. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's cheaper. Trust me. Next one, that's I think the most obvious one, it's flexibility. You have to be flexible with time and date whenever you're planning your trip or your vacation. The more flexible you are, the more money you save. I think that's obvious. Number 5, not such a common knowledge, but it's really helpful. Whenever, for example, even if you want to go one way, buy a round trip ticket. Actually, a round trip can be cheaper than a one-way ticket. So whenever you're looking for a one-way trip, include round trips as well. And last and foremost, try to do multi-city trips. So let's say I want to fly to Mexico City from Germany. I would fly from Germany to Miami and from Miami to Mexico, because you would buy 2 different plane tickets, which at the end cost you less than just one ticket directly. And you get to see more cities. For example, whenever I flew to Brazil, I stopped in Miami, and I even had the chance to go out of the airport, enjoy the beach for 2 hours, and then come back to the airport, have a nice dinner, and then take on your flight to Brazil, if you have the time for it. So these were my 6 tips on how to find cheaper flights. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like my videos, and see you at the next one. Bye.